apparently how the Grinch Stole Christmas is being advertised on my Netflix right now. I wonder if it was the original. It doesn't look like
No,
it.
it looks like the Jim Carrey one, judging from the picture. Anyway, yeah, we run his like screen.
Yeah, I have my Netflix paused, so the screen is just doing different weird advertisements.
Anyway,
let's see. Did we talk about the Killer Hornets yet?
Oh yeah, Dale discussed how that and aliens were kind of washed over in the media in favor of like COVID and political nonsense.
Yeah, well, the UFOs weren't washed over completely. They did inspire a rather short-lived series on the History Channel.
But I saw a surprisingly...
Isn't this the year... Was this year or last year that had the invasion of Area 51?
This year.
Last year.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Last year was the nerds raiding Area 51.
Actually, it was the nerds showing up outside Area 51 and milling around.
They basically had a party around it because they didn't... No one really had the balls.
Yeah.
Probably because not nearly as many people showed up as they expected. I think it was... They were hoping for like 1 million.
Yeah.
And they wound up with like 100. But still, they had a party instead, and since none of them really crossed the line, the guards didn't do anything. Because...
Yeah, because all of them showed up.
Yes.
Well, they would. That's what my mom said. My mom said them SWAT teams are going to be shoulder to shoulder.
I think we had one rowdy skateboard guy who got a little too close and then got tackled, but that's about it.
Well, I remember I watched this video. These people were in the Nevada desert, and they drove, and they said all of a sudden this military vehicle rushed up by them, and they're like, hey, leave. They're like, why? They're like, you're in... It's not Area 50. There's like a whole another name for that entire complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like you passed the border of this complex. Like you need to leave now. They're like, we're sorry, we didn't know. And like that's fine, but you need to leave now. This is a military complex. Mm-hmm. Well, that's just it. Is it's not like you could walk into like any random whether aliens or not. You couldn't just walk into a random like fucking army surplus like airfield without getting your ass tackled.
I saw a video of two guys. They drove as close to Area 51 as they could get, mm-hmm. and they were running the Pokemon Go app. Mm-hmm. They were like, I bet you they're keeping Mewtwo in there. And they were going to try to catch it. It's like they got within like 5 feet. And they could see the gate. They got as close as they could before they had to stop. And he was like, dude, our signal just died. There's absolutely. There is a dampener right there. We couldn't get anything. If there is Mewtwo, there is no way you're getting it. No, that's safe for military personnel. They have the Mewtwo's.
Exactly.
Probably 3s and 4s by now.
Oh, God, you remember as a kid the rumor of Mew 3?
I remember Mew 3.
Oh, God. That never happened. Mew 3 was never a thing. That was Mewtwo in armor from the first movie.
Yes. However, I'm extremely disappointed that Nintendo hasn't made an official announcement that Yoshi is 999. Yoshi should be Pokemon number 999.
In fact, they made the announcement that that's not going to happen. But they still have not reached 999 yet.
Cancel Pokemon.
Back in the old days with the original article, they officially said it was a joke. So
don't care.
Okay. So you still believe in the article that was put up in Nintendo Power by Jay Esther?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Nope.
You believe in Jay Esther?
I do.
That's Jester.
I am a Nintendo conspiracy theorist. They are keeping Mewtwo from us for some reason.
Keeping Yoshi.
Yoshi. They're keeping Yoshi from us for some reason I haven't figured out yet. But I'm pretty sure it involves the Flat Earth Society, the Illuminati, the Knights Templar, and Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing I always ask these conspiracy buffs. I'm like, okay, Flat Earthers, whatever. They're like, they're keeping it from us. And my question is always, why? Mm-hmm. What do they have to gain by telling us the Earth is round?
My favorite thing to tell Flat Earthers is, dude, let's go see it.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
Let's gather up all our resources and go right now. I want to see the edge of the world. That sounds awesome.
I was like,
Yeah, I want to pee off the edge.
I saw a conspiracy theory about the conspiracy theory of flat Earth, that they're actually a bunch of space enthusiasts who want NASA to fly them into space to prove it.
You don't have to. You just take a boat and you go in a direction where ice is supposedly not supposed to be, because you can't go north or south, and you just go across the equator until you hit that supposed ice wall. Bravo, edge of the world.
Well, I always like the idea of people. It's like, well, wouldn't things fall off if the world was round? Wouldn't things fall off the bottom? Well, here's the problem. Scientifically, there is no such thing as down.
It's just what direction is the gravity pushing us towards?
You could take a globe, flip it 180 degrees, and it would still be valid.
Mm-hmm.
The North Pole and South Pole aren't top and bottoms. It's just when we started doing the cartography thing, people who were heavily into cartography were predominantly in Europe and China, and they happened to be in the northern hemisphere, which is why maps orient north instead of south. Because most cartography was done north to south.
It just became this universal rule everyone accepts.
Yep.
But yes, your idea of stuff falling off of a ball would work if gravity was not omnidirectional.
Right. Because, once again, scientifically, there is no down. There is only the force of gravity. Because we pull on the Earth as much as the Earth pulls on us. We just have less mass, so we're the ones that move. But there is no down. It's this doesn't matter. There's no such thing as down.
Everything on the planet is instead pulled towards the core.
Center.
Yeah. So pulled toward the core of the planet rather than...
And if the Earth was flat,
Yeah.
why are no other planets in our solar system flat?
Oh, we are. They are. They're completely flat. You see that image. That's all it is of that planet.
But we've pulled back far enough to see. Because
I have a better question that can pull that apart.
Uh-huh.
Why are they perfectly aligned to face us? If they are flat disks, why aren't we seeing flat disks? Why is it all perfectly facing us? So that when we see from the Earth, that perfect flat disk.
Right. Because the Earth.
That must prove there's a God. He set everything upright, right? Because that's not going to happen naturally. That sounds impossible.
Right?
And if it's turned perfectly to face us, how the heck does their gravity work? Why isn't everything just sliding off that plate? Because gravity only goes one direction, right?
It's turtles. Turtles all the way down.
Turtles all the way down. I love that Discworld argument.
It's like the Earth is in the back of a turtle. That's because I remember some scientist, or someone made that joke, and somebody raised their hand and it's like, well, no. Not falling for that. It's turtles all the way down. Just stacks of turtles.
I love that argument.
Oh.
Turtles all the way down.
I wish we lived on a planet like Discworld. That would be so much cooler.
Antoine is awesome. There's just this giant sea turtle swimming through space.
With 4 elephants on its back, holding up a disc.
Yep.
In a dome.
Yep. And we do know enough to know that Antoine's a girl, which gives us the doomsday prophecy of the day she mates.
Yep.
Because that will just ruin everything. I love that mythology of Discworld. It's just amazing. But, yeah. Of course, arguments went way off of topic.
Oh, well,
but I don't think we have anything left about 2020 to talk about. It just all around sucked.
Yeah. Without getting into the fucking madhouse that was our election this year.
And
But-
we don't want to do that.
No, other than to say it was like you said, it was a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Doesn't matter what side of the argument you were on, it was a horrid mess.
Oh my gosh.
I think Thomas Jefferson would have referred to it as a hideous blot.
Yes. And of course there were the various protests, some of which did happen to get violent, that once again, just no matter what side you stand on, you have to admit that, oh my gosh, this whole year has been nuts.
Peaceful or not, they went on too long.
Why is everyone crazy but me? I feel like I'm either the lone sane man in an insane world, or I've just lost my mind and this shit's normal.
I have a third alternative.
Uh-huh.
We've always been crazy.
Nah.
To a mild degree, and they've out-crazied us.
Maybe.
We're the same as we've always been. They've just outdone it so far this year.
I've gone sane, horribly mad, or I've gone sane, horribly, madly sane.
Well, my argument, of course, is we didn't change at all.
Yeah.
They did.
Yes.
But still. Yeah. Yeah, I've had about enough of this year.
I have to. This year can go fuck itself.
Mom did request I say something good, because as far as she was concerned, yeah, the year was terrible, but she also was kind of thankful for it because it revealed a lot of things to her.
Uh-huh.
She didn't go into specifics, but she learned things about herself, about other people. She, quote-unquote, learned who her true friends are, apparently.
Well, I can say this, that through this year, I have actually made a couple of fairly good friends through the internet that I have actually also, like I said, my wife I've got corona positive. As much as it sucked, the four of us, me, my wife, and of course my two little ones, we walked out the other side just fine, so we're lucky in that.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as it was, it could have been worse.
I suppose,
Especially since I have chronic bronchitis and I have a predilection to lung infections anyway, so it could have been much, much worse for me.
I suppose this makes 2020 the year of perfect vision after all. Just what we saw was the truth we found was just terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, no, this, so someone was talking about, whatever it was, the full moon that we had before Christmas, and like, if we put out these positive vibes, we'll see fifth dimensionally. And like, so we currently see in 3 dimensions. Yeah, we see in 3 dimensions. That's how it works. But we might be able to awaken and see things clearer in 5 dimensions. Like, we don't even know what 5 dimensions are. There isn't even a consensus that the 4th dimension is time.
We don't know for sure.
So I don't even I did some research on it, and I couldn't understand any of the insane stuff they were talking about. It's like 3 dimensions. Things have height, things have width, things have depth. We actually don't even see 2D. You draw an image on a picture, it's not even really 2D. That pencil shaving has depth. It's microscopic, but it has depth. We can't even really see in 1 or 2. We can only see in 3 dimensions, because that's how reality works.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. It was just insane to me, and that was just another weird... That wasn't bad. That was just a weird 2020 thing to me.
Well.
Oh, I can add one thing about some of the big companies that are taking a hit financially.
Uh-huh.
Movie theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss movie theaters.
I miss movie theaters, too.
And they miss having the big movies. The biggest chain or the second biggest chain in the country, I think it's AMC or whatever. They have announced that if they don't start getting some movies to show, they're going to go bankrupt.
Well, all the Disney and like Warner Brothers and stuff, they're putting all their stuff on streaming now.
Yeah.
I heard the Mulan movie was pretty bad. Did you see it?
Yes, Mom and I were like alone like Christmas Day or something, or Eve, one of those. And we just decided we were going to watch Mulan and then Pixar's Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do have Disney Plus. Mulan, going in, I heard it was bad. It is kind of bad in some ways.
One of the natures was due to the lead actress's defense of Hong Kong police violence, I think. I don't know. I don't know enough about Hong Kong politics to speak on this behalf, but apparently she had said something that had riled people up. So it already had a strike against it to begin with.
Okay, well, not knowing anything about that. To me, it was if it wasn't named Mulan, if it wasn't supposed to be, heck if it even was Mulan, it just was a not tied to the animated, just a different telling of Foul Mulan's story. If it wasn't Disney doing it, therefore tying, then it is. I found it to be like a serviceable wuxia movie, because that's what it is. It was a wuxia movie.
All I know is Mushu wasn't in it, so I don't care.
They replaced Mushu with Phoenix iconography instead. And there was a Phoenix that like only Mulan could see in a couple scenes, so didn't say anything. But.
Also, I demand Donny Osmond to say he's going to make a man. I also heard there weren't any songs in it.
No songs.
That's stupid. Fuck you, Disney.
At least the Beauty and the Beast remake.
I thought there was one song in it.
I don't believe so. I do not recall any songs.
I'm sure there were title credits.
It was like no musical numbers.
And it's like, I didn't hate Lion King, but the lack of Be Prepared was just a real...
Yeah, honestly, I was okay with Beauty and the Beast, the remake.
I didn't like... I'm not a fan of Beauty and the Beast anyway, so I'm not a judge of the...
I was okay with that one, and they didn't cut any songs.
Yeah, they even cleaned the storyline up a little bit.
I liked the Jungle Book remake they did. Lion King I was alright with, except for the lack of Be Prepared.
Honestly, the movie would have moved better if they removed the song instead of half-assing it.
Yeah, but
all they did was remind us of Lion King's best song, which is Be Prepared.
Yeah.
Well, I'd go with I Can't Wait to Be King there, but yeah, remember, Be Prepared did make a Entertainment Weekly list of the best Disney villain songs.
I would imagine.
It's really good.
The best one has to be Hellfire.
Hellfire's pretty darn good.
I mean...
like, you have to make...
Actually, I think their number one villain song was Ursula's from Little Mermaid.
That's a good one, too. Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Yeah.
That's their list. We should make one of our own.
We should.
We should make a huge list of our favorite villain songs ever.
Yes.
And we'll put up a Disney counter, because Disney's going to dominate a lot of that list.
I like Poor Unfortunate Souls because I'm a fan of songs that build on themselves. And Poor Unfortunate Souls just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one for you there. On a list of villain songs, more than just Disney, right?
Yes, of course.
Would Music of the Night make it on that?
Phantom of the Opera?
Because
Probably.
the Phantom was technically the bad guy.
Yeah,
I
but
would say
I
so.
think if you were going to choose one that is technically the villain song, it probably would be Phantom of the Opera off of Phantom of the Opera.
I don't know enough about Phantom of the Opera to make that distinction, so...
But anyway...
but let's save that for another discussion.
But like I said, I also went on that day, later that day and saw Pixar's Soul. And I really loved Soul. It's a fun little take on basically the purpose of one's life. Because you take a look both in the mortal world and in the spiritual world of the soul. And it's a look at what it means to be you. Because they have the great they have the great before and the great after.
Mhm.
Great beyond and the great before. Great before in this Pixar's world is where spirits start picking up their personality traits, and they're allowed to descend to Earth once they receive their final piece, their spark,
Mhm.
that truly makes them an individual. And it's like everything else is just like
Mhm.
it's like what was the one? There was one little spirit that was being interviewed, and it's like I'm a narcissistic megalomaniac with to deal these problems. And it's like, whoa, looks like this guy's gonna be a handful. Apart from that, in the mortal world, we're dealing with a aspiring jazz musician, and he's trying to, after an accident, he's trying to get himself back to Earth rather than facing the great beyond. But it's like an overall, you want to be a mentor to a new.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, you love Pixar movies, you'll enjoy this one, I think. Especially if you're slightly into music or crazy metaphysics. Because, we're talking about the spirit and all that. I enjoyed the quote-unquote villain. He's really just really obsessed with his job. Terry, who just sits there in the chair counting the souls coming in for the great beyond. And then he finds a discrepancy because Joe, escapes the escalator to the great beyond. And he's just trying to track down this lost soul because the count hasn't been off in centuries. And everything needs to be right and orderly. And I feel for him, even though he's supposedly the villain. Yeah, he's just doing his job. Yeah, that's all.
The lawful.
Yeah. But he has just that slight skeezy attitude that makes you want to say he's a villain.
I don't know, I think I'm out of stuff to talk about.
I'm out of stuff.
Yeah,
Cool.
for now.
So, we will see you in 2020. Hope it's better.
21.
No,
2020.
I'm not doing this year again, Josh. I refuse.
Yeah.
I meant 2021. We'll see you in 2021. Hopefully it doesn't suck like 2020. Hopefully it is at least a little better.
Oh, I have one last thing to add.
It's about robots?
Damn it, Dale.
No,
Oh.
we never got C-Lab. We never got our C-Labs.
C-Lab 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are our C-Labs?
That's probably for the best, honestly. I've seen Adult Swim. So
Wasn't C-Lab 2020 like an actual show?
C-Lab
It
2020 was the actual show. That's probably for the best either way, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's done it for me. Even though they finally managed to bring back BattleBots for another season,
Oh.
that was going to happen if 2020 didn't suck. Anyway, it just took a lot longer. So, and that's going to carry over to 2021, so we're fine. Anyway, we'll see you later.
Alligator.
Yeah.
So man's like, see you later,
You know what?
alligator.
I did it last year, but it seems more suiting now. It's been a long December.
Yeah.
There's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last.
It better be.
Please.
It couldn't possibly be any worse.
I have a tune background, don't you dare say that. It's like, what could possibly go wrong? You know within like 5 seconds what's going to go wrong. How could it possibly get worse? All of that stuff. Anything that involves the comedic timing within the next... Okay, I'm done. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Peace out.